individuals working on the factory floor, engineers, and the upper management. This means that valuable insights and suggestions that workers have are not being recognized and utilized by upper management, engineers, that will ultimately affect the factory as a whole. Here we have Bruce Banner, who proposes the idea of increasing Kaizen.
Thank you very much, Dragons. I'm honored to be with you here today, and today I'm going to be sharing my version of how we should fix all the problems at Precision, and that is through increasing Kaizen. Now, Kaizen is the slow incremental process of changing and improving the steps along in the production process. This will result in a reduction in inequity between employees, increases employees' well-being, and TQCs across the company will become much more efficient. By improving the effectiveness of Kaizen, the overall productivity will be increased tremendously. This will create lasting changes not only for current employees, but for future employees as well. Best of all about this solution is because since Kaizen already exists at Precision, it will be a relatively cheap and easy solution to implement. The key to making Kaizen effective will be to create meetings between the direct laborers and the engineers and managers. This will decrease the gap. And give them great insights into how the production process actually works.
Okay.
Why haven't the effectiveness of Kaizen been improved in the past if it's already exists at Precision?
That's a great question. The main issue of why Kaizen hasn't been improved in the past is because management's been stuck in their ways and unwilling to listen to the direct laborers. With the changes I've suggested, I really think it'll allow for Kaizen to be improved at Precision.
So what makes you confident that these workers will be willing to work together?
I'm confident in all the workers at Precision, and I think that they have what's best in mind for Precision as well. So I'm confident that they'll be willing to work together to share ideas and better Precision as a whole.
You claim that this is an inexpensive alternative, but wouldn't increasing technology for the entire company cost you thousands of dollars, maybe even millions?
Yeah, that's something I hadn't fully considered. By providing the resources workers need, this could improve technology such as computers and things, and this could have some unforeseen costs that I did not fully consider.
Okay. Since this solution does not fix any of the communication problems between deals and ideals, I'm out.
Since you underestimated the cost of the solution, I'm also out.
After a few critical questions, it seems that Kaizen is not a good idea and that it will not solve all the problems that Precision has. Here we have Stephen, who proposes the idea to increase motivation.
All right, thanks for having me, Dragons. My solution to Precision's problems is to change the way that top management motivates the employees. Precision needs to change its cultural values of growth within the company, and finding a better way to motivate its direct laborers is where we must begin. The information in the case shows that the employees value training and promotion over the competitive wages that they receive. The way that we can use this to motivate the employees will be by implementing job rotation into the manufacturer's jobs. This will allow the employees to learn new skills as they're able to learn new tasks. Research has also proven that job rotation increases employees' learning curves, and it keeps the learning curves at a higher point for a longer period of time. Studies have also shown that skill variations, which is achieved by job rotation, leads to a reduction in boredom. This was a main concern of Jillings in the case study. By increasing employee motivation, they will feel an increased sense of dedication to the company and in turn want to work harder and be more engaged in their job. This is why having a sense of growth within the company's culture is so important. The reason the solution is so good is because it is a simple fix that will fix many of the internal problems. Changing the motivation fits all the criteria. It is a fairly cheap alternative compared to some of the other solutions, and is also not going to take very long to implement. And it would also not take a very long time to get the management on board with very much convincing.
And also, how do you expect to get employees motivated on this blue-collar job?
While I agree it is difficult, it is not impossible. We have done the research to find out what the employees value and are planning on using this to both our advantage as well as the employees' advantages. By using what the employees value and what they care about, we can use this to motivate them and are confident our solution will work.
Even if employees are motivated, wouldn't they still be intimidated by their superiors?
Yes, although our solution fixes lots of the problems, unfortunately this is one of the problems that would still exist in the company.
The TQCs will still be confusing though. Therefore, wouldn't the training process become even more complicated?
This is another problem that arises in the company that our solution does not fully fix. We focus on motivating the employees, not so much the complexity of the training and the TQCs.
So this solution does not fundamentally fix the issue plaguing the company, therefore I'm out.
I'm not convinced that the Chinese employees need to change the way they are motivated, so therefore I'm also out.
Once again, this solution didn't seem like a good idea to the Dragons. Our solution is to introduce open communication as a cultural value. Here we have Mariya, who proposes the idea to increase open communication within the company.
Thank you for having me here, Dragons. My solution is to have open communication become an integral part of the culture. Open communication within a company helps create trust, engagement, which in turn enhances performance and working toward a common goal. A company that values open communication will respect, honor, and reward effective communication. Precision must develop an efficient and effective method for sharing of ideas. Our suggested method is to completely revamp and enhance the current suggestion process at Precision. Currently, the suggestion box is not even used, yet workers have brilliant ideas to improve productivity, but unfortunately hide them from the authority figures. I believe that this is because the workers do not feel motivated to speak up, but instead they are frightened. There is no trust in the relationship between the DLs and the IDLs. We will have each individual station of workers forming suggestions. Each station will have to collaborate together to form one individual solution, with the IDLs who will act as facilitators, making sure that everyone contributes and add their own expertise. All of the workers, this includes the IDLs, will vote for their favorite 4 solutions using a voting process. The top management will work the IDLs to pick their final solution. They will make sure that the solution is implementable and a useful source of resources. The winning group and the top management will elect a leader from the winning station, and the leader will work with the superiors to implement the solution. The leader will also encourage feedback and answer any questions that the rest of the workers have. My solution directly addresses the cultural issues and fixes them. It will create bottom-up communication, and it lets the DLs voice their valuable opinions. Increases trust and interactions between DLs and IDLs, encourages feedback, and decreases the gap in the hierarchy all at once.
Does this take up unnecessary work time?
One might think so, but no. This is why we have the meetings spread out quarterly, and why only a small number of the stations are taken up each time. The remaining workers that are not part of the quarter suggestion process will have to step up and split up all of the work that the stations that are missing. This will create job rotation and give the workers a chance to learn new skills. It also entrusts them with more responsibility, which in turn will make them feel more valued. This might be a bit rocky at first, but if the IDLs encourage and help the IDLs, this will really flourish.
How is this different than the meeting suggested in the solution number 1?
These meetings are much more formal, and there is a process that makes sure to include everyone and make sure that to promote contribution in the most possible ways. Workers respond better when their superiors are involved in these type of meetings. The superiors will act as facilitators and encourage everyone to speak out. These meetings have a common goal that everyone is working for, which increases collaboration. These meetings are vastly different.
How would you make sure each employee would contribute?
Like mentioned before, the IDLs will act as facilitators. Currently, the IDLs are not interested in the DLs' voices. The process will make sure to stress that their voices are important and in fact an integral part of the success of the company. We will make them feel valued and motivated instead of belittled or frightened.
How long would this solution take?
The 2-year deadline is my official answer. However, if the solution is proven to be a wonderful solution and the majority of the workforce agrees that the solution is worth the invested time, then it could be longer. It all depends on the solution. For example, had the suggestion been to improve the TQC, it would only take a few months, and workers will be taught that the scale of their suggestion is not a factor, yet the value is. Top management will be keeping a close watch on this project to make sure that it isn't a waste of resources.
So the solution is actually provides the strategy for DLs how to save money and also ability for managers to hear them. So therefore, I'm in.
Yeah, and it addresses the largest number of issues, so I'm also in.
Oh my god, yay!